Liebelt, how are you doing? Come on in. You guys, I actually have coffee with me this morning. What do you have with you? Come on in, bring in your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever it is you're drinking. I would love to see you jump in. If you are literally brand new to my content, put a 1 in the comments, okay? I would love to know if you're brand new. If you're on the replay, let me know you're on the replay. Heck, if you're here all the time, put a big I don't know, wave your hand and say, I'm here all the time. Like, you should be recognized as well. There's so many of you that are like constant, and it's amazing. And I love it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt. Hi, how you doing? I'm in Minnesota, actually. And we've been doing this show now for like a little over 2 years. So like, woohoo, victory arms, man. Monday through Friday at 11. This is kind of what we do. I am personally like convinced that women slide into their 40s. They are insulin resistant. They do not know it. And this is like the whole belly fat conversation, the whole wanting to get off of meds. You're exhausted. You're not sleeping. It's like, I really do believe with every cell of my being that the very core of everything that is probably ailing you, and I know I'm being dramatic, but just like track with me, the trunk of the tree is insulin resistance. Like, seriously, it affects everything. And so turning that back around, and then you're like taking back your life, to me is like the absolute best ever. So I actually was pre-diabetic at the beginning of my 50s. My dad was type 2 diabetic, and he died at 63. And you can imagine that probably drives my passion, my opinion, whatever you want to call it, quite a bit. So that's where my story starts. And we basically talk about this all the time, because since this is not a terminal diagnosis and it can be reversed, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I listen to doctors who will tell you the same thing. I went from a 2X down to, a large, in my 50s after my cycle stopped. Like, what? How do we lose weight after our cycle stops? We pay attention to insulin resistance. This is what we do, ladies. So I'm just telling you, jump on in. It's just something that we do talk about a lot. And so kind of like, here, I'll give you a better before and after. Because I think that everybody feels like they are stuck and they don't have like a choice. Like, they feel like they are just going to be this way forever, because that's what was in my head too. Sorry, made noise. That was in my head too. It's going to be this way forever. And that's not true. So today what I want to do is, yesterday we talked about obesogens. You can always go to my YouTube channel, Kirsten Liebelt. In fact, you can go to my website, kirstenliebelt.com, and I'll show you how to find it, because this is like a really short website. So kirstenliebelt.com, that's my website. When you get there, it's just my first last name.com. At the very bottom, that little red thing right there, that basically is like a little red dot. That's saying join me on YouTube. You can go over there and subscribe, and then you can get all the replays. Like, it's a place that kind of everything stays in one place. It's kind of nice, just because after 30 days, Meta deletes lives, and Instagram, as you're scrolling through the reels and the lives. YouTube, you can like go to the list that says live and you can go through the replays that way, and it's easier. I'm just giving you a little tipperoo this morning, just a little tipperoo. So who do we have in the house? It's so always fun to see who's here. Good morning, Marla. Good to see you. Very good to see you. Sue from Posen, Michigan. Good to see you, Sue. Everybody shows up. You guys, it's just kind of like a little girl time, and we just love this, don't we? Peggy, good morning. How are you? Patty Herbert, very good to see you, sweet lady, my California girl. Mary, good morning. Can you have insulin resistance at 82? 100%. Let me address that in just a second. Marilyn, she's an oldie here. She says, happy Tuesday. You're an oldie. If maybe we'll just say, drop an OG. If you're like the oldie but goodies, you've been around for a while. I don't mean old in your age. OG, old guard, original gangster, The OG means you've been like a part of the show for a long time. You're not brand new. If you're brand new, drop a 1. But if you've been here forever and you show up every day, drop an OG. That's maybe what we'll do. Geraldine, good to see you. Good to see you. And then somebody's saying, yay. That's awesome. Okay, so that's a really good question. Good morning. OG Julie says, good morning. Palm Desert, California. Eloise. Oh, my mother used to go out to Palm Desert all the time. Good morning, Jody. Good to see you. She would go out there. She passed away at 94 and she had dementia. This is another big piece of my puzzle. And then we're going to get into the 5 things that are quietly slowing down your metabolic process. That's what we're going to talk about today, just to let you know. But she was 65 when my dad died at 63. So they hit their retirement years and then bam, she's a widow and he's out of the picture. So she creates this life between 65 and, she died at 94, but she was really gone before then because of the dementia, right? But in that little pocket of time, she would go out to Palm Desert and stay with friends every winter. And she did that for a long time and she loved it out there. So anyway, it just makes me think of my mama. Shannon, good morning. Good to see you. All right. Very, very good. Okay. Marlo, brand new. That's awesome. Susan, an OG. I love that. Susan's the OG. Very, very cool. Good to see you, Susan. And Marlo, thank you for joining us today. We're going to talk about insulin resistance. So the question was, can you be 88 and insulin resistant? Now, most of you that have been on my content for a long time or for a while, you would know that the answer is absolutely, because I'm going to give you a real answer. You can be insulin resistant for decades before it ever shows up in your blood sugar. And so oftentimes what they're doing is they're testing, warding off a sneeze. They're testing your glucose levels in your blood, okay? But they're not testing over here your insulin. And your insulin is being released by your pancreas to go and take your fuel, your food that turns into glucose, because that's your preferred source of fuel for your body. So in this instance, glucose is not bad because that's a fuel. So it's gobbling up like a Pac-Man, waka, 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 go to get the energy and take it into your cell. But your cell is what's resistant to insulin. So your cell says, door closed. So all this time, your insulin is rising and staying higher. It's staying higher because it's like, well, I must not be releasing enough insulin. I need to release more insulin. And pretty soon your insulin just stays high all the time. It's easy to keep it up there because it has no place to, can't get it into the cell. It's like, can't get it into the cell. So it's a fat storing hormone and it's storing it all around your trunk. So it doesn't matter your age. I have women in their 70s. Some of you may be even on here today. And you guys have done, we talk about the Total Body Reset, which is a bundle of supplementation that is designed to target insulin resistance. And it's just my story, etc. But I have women in their 70s all the time doing the Total Body Reset. I love Claudette's story because she was 74. And because she turned back her insulin resistance, she lost 45 pounds in 5 months. So age is not the conversation. And I know that's a tough pill to swallow because we were so convinced that we could be like, well, it's just my age. Oh, well, okay, Sarah. But I'm here to tell you that if you have high insulin, you will not burn fat. And if you have a sluggish liver right up underneath your right here, your liver, if you have a sluggish liver, you're not going to burn fat. But if you fix those 2 things, and then you guys go to your doctors, you get off of meds, you send me your lab reports, you send me your MRIs, your liver enzymes, it's like so exciting. So that's a long answer, but I wanted to make sure that you understood absolutely you can be insulin resistant and be 88 for sure. You're Leslie. Sorry you're late. You're fine, Leslie. Join in on the party. It's the party today. Patty is an OG. Yep, old guard. Original gangster. It could be it could be a lot of things. We'll have to decide what we want the OG to stand for, right? Okay. So let's just get in and talk a little bit about different things that are slowing down your metabolic process. Yesterday, we talked about obesogens, and, we come at this from many different directions because this is not a one-layered, shallow conversation. In the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. And I always tell you, like, get in there. If you're not in that group, get in the group. All you do is you give your email to get in. You tell them Kirsten sent you, and then we do a free challenge every month. It's a part of supporting your journey in a way that you maybe have never been supported before. That's my goal. I don't know if you know that that's my goal, that you feel loved, you feel encouraged, you feel taken care of, you feel like somebody's got your back, you feel like somebody's advocating for you, you feel like somebody's there to answer your questions so that you're not doing it alone. I actually do believe that as people get connected with me, like, you get me in your back pocket. And I want you to feel that way, because sometimes it can feel really frustrating, especially when you're doing things, you're purchasing things online, or you don't know that person. Well, we're live here every morning at 11 a.m. So come and join us. You'll get to know everybody, get to know the whole crew of women that we have here. It's amazing. You guys are amazing. Okay. So 5 things that quietly slow down your metabolic process. So it's really super interesting, because I've noticed after working with just hundreds and hundreds of women, sometimes the very things that we think are helping our health are actually slowing down our progress. And yesterday when we talked about obesogens, it was because oftentimes we are doing things that, like, because we just do things out of habit, right? So we just keep buying that same lotion. We keep buying that, and we're putting it on our skin, and our skin is our biggest organ. And we don't even know that chemicals can make us fat or keep us fat. Like, we're not processing that. We're slathering it on our face. We're slathering it all over our skin. We're like dousing remember yesterday I talked about dousing our clothes with bad detergents, and then how I ended up with like pretty serious eczema in my 30s, because my body hit its limit. It couldn't take the chemicals anymore. And so I had to switch. But that's a piece of the puzzle. And this is why we want quick fixes, but there's a little bit of layering going on. And the more we know, the better we can do things. So don't ever feel like you're behind, or don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Just start where you are, and we'll make better choices together. Okay. Because I've been a slow turtle to make a lot of choices. And I'm sure there are more choices for me to come, right? I learn things all the time, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll tweak that too. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I'll tweak that too. It's taken me a decade I have my water filtration system set up. I have my air filtration system set up. I have, I don't microwave in plastic anymore. I've changed out my food ingredients. I'm more mindful of organic versus not, grass-fed beef. I mean, but it's been a progression. We don't do it all overnight. So here we go. But it's not because you're doing stuff wrong. It's just, this is the world they've created for us to live inside of. And now we have to be a little more intentional to not choose that path. Okay. So people just didn't tell us what to look for. So there's a lot of confusion in the health space. Women today are trying harder than ever to get healthy. You guys are the example of this. Women are clamoring for alternative and a more streamlined approach to taking care of their health, and to be more offensive instead of defensive and reactive, right? So we're buying supplements. We are a supplement generation. We understand that we have deficiencies we've got nutritional gaps. We got to fill them in. And when we do, like, big things happen with small little steps like that. So we're buying supplements. We're eating better. We're trying, new ways of thinking, especially now we've got that food pyramid that's a little bit more like normal, right? But so many of us still feel really stuck. And I feel like that's where we can come in and go, okay, well, what if you just tweak a tiny bit here and a tiny bit there? Okay, so what does that look like for you? It just tells us that something interesting is happening inside of your body. So let's just shift a few things. How do you feel about that? Let's just shift a few things. Oopsie. Oh, super interesting. I didn't know I could comment on there. I wasn't trying to. Interesting. Okay. So your internal engine. And I talk about this a lot with you guys. I'm like, listen, detailing your engine and taking your vehicle, your actual vehicle, to a mechanic and having it taken care of so that it runs more smoothly. Well, you can do the same thing with your own body, right? But this is how your metabolism works. So when your signals are clear, you can burn fat, your energy improves, your hormones stabilize. But when the signals are noisy, the engine really kind of sputters and it gets like, it just is not firing. It's like it's like the connections of, if you had wires of an electrical, situation. My daughter is right now, they're redoing their laundry room, and she lives in an old farmhouse, which is what I raised my kids in, was an old farmhouse that we remodeled. So she's reliving her childhood, like, go figure. I'm like, oofta. I remember those projects. Woo. But when you're putting the electrical together and it's not firing, it's not, you're just like hitting your head against a brick wall and you're like, why isn't my body doing what it's supposed to do? And it's like, oh, we got to get things to match up, right? So here are some things that are causing metabolic noise in your world. And I hope this really helps you to understand that this is not rocket science, but it is something for you to pay attention to. And this is how you can then be like, oh, I can tweak a few things and walk away with a little bit of hope, because that's really important, right? Like, I always want people to feel like there's a track for you to run on. Like there's my train left the station and it was headed for type 2 diabetes, right? I was pre-diabetic. I'd already been 30 years prior, gestational diabetic. My train left. Well, what if I could like move the switch and my train goes into a different direction? This is how I want you to feel internally. Like, okay, I can just flip that switch and go into a different direction. So blood sugar spikes are number one. So if you're constantly spiking your blood sugars, this is why I teach what I teach when it comes to food. When I teach food inside of the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, I'm teaching grain-free, sugar-free, and legume-free. And I know that sometimes people are like, that's terrible. I don't want to do that. But I will tell you, it is the fastest way for you to get a handle where you can stop what got you into the pickle to begin with. Because there's an overconsumption of carbohydrates that has created a lot of insulin in your body, and you need to go back, right? So your blood sugar spikes are an issue. And being grain-free, I don't care if the package says keto. I don't care if you've been indoctrinated to believe that oatmeal is heart healthy. They're lying to you. Like, they're just selling you a crop is what they're doing. Our food supply does not work that way for us. And if you are insulin resistant and you're trying to back out, you're like, I got to get out of insulin resistant land. I need to be more metabolically flexible. Help me be more metabolically flexible. Grain-free, sugar-free, legume-free. Stop the spike. Hold on, I got to push that button right there. Stop the spike. Stop the calling on insulin, the release of insulin from your pancreas to go get that, and it can't get it into your cell. So now it's storing it as fat. And your insulin is just staying high all the time. You're never going to burn fat. You're just going to keep storing it. And the worst part is that it stores it as visceral fat. Okay, so let's stop what got us into the pickle to begin with. That's number one. Those are the blood sugar spikes. If you're focusing on protein that doesn't spike your sugars, you won't have the problem. Okay, number two, a sluggish liver. Your gallbladder, whether it is sluggish or non-existent, is such a freaking big issue for us, because if you cannot properly detox, you're not going to clear insulin. This is what your liver does. Your liver is like, my job is to help you burn fat. But if I'm sluggish and I have old oil in me, so to speak, like, your vehicle, I won't be burning fat today. No, not going to do that. Oh, and your bile is going to be super thick. Your flow is going to be super slow. And you're just going to be so tired. And that's your system. And you're like, what is happening to me? And because your liver now can't clear insulin, that insulin just keeps on rising and storing and storing. Thank you. Welcome to the belly fat. Welcome to the muffin top. Welcome to the frustration of what's happening and being deposited way down underneath your muffin top that you can pinch. It's called visceral fat. So some of y'all are like, well, I have a fatty liver. You probably don't even know the extent of what's going on underneath because it wraps around your organs. It wraps around your intestines. It creates a big frustrating thing. So there you go. Hold on. I thought I missed a comment. I did not. Number 3, gut irritation. If your gut is inflamed, you guys, this is why I talk about gut a lot. It's not going to absorb your nutrients. And nutrient deficiencies are literally the most common and the most simplistic to fix, but yet the most overlooked piece of the puzzle. And I think it's because we live in the United States. Now, some of you are from Canada. If you're ever needing anything from me and you're in Canada, please ask for my Canadian link because that will serve you well, just to let you know, FYI. Because I love my Canadian customers, but you need your own link. You guys are special. You need your own link. But I'm convinced that it's because we live in nations like the United States and Canada where we can't conceive. How could this possibly be that we're deficient? We live in the 21st century and we have access to everything. And listen, I'm out there supplementing my little brains out and like blah, blah, blah. How can this possibly be? And yet here we are. And this is why you'll see people when they start the total body reset, they're like, oh my gosh, it's like their body goes like this and it goes, what? And it starts to wake up because if your gut is inflamed, you cannot absorb your nutrients. And insulin resistance causes leaky gut, causes so much inflammation. High insulin is high inflammation. All right, so let's keep moving. Who's talking? Hi, Lori. Good afternoon. Good to see you. You have sugar problems at night, Leslie says. So do you mean, Leslie, in the middle of the night? Or are you talking about the dawn phenomenon, like when you wake up and you have higher sugars? Or are you talking about, tell me what you're talking about. Like in the middle of the night, are you waking up because of that? Hi, Linda. Nice to meet you. The total body reset. So that is, and I'll go over the whole thing for you guys here. It is basically it's where I started with supplementation when I was 52x in size and pre-diabetic. My dad had died of type 2 diabetes when he was 63. And so this was me as a 2x in size at 50. I'm 61 now, just to give people whatever. This was me literally 10 years ago. And I did not know anything that I teach you. I did not know that if your insulin was high or if your liver was sluggish, you couldn't burn fat. So I was just like so many of you. I'm like my head against a brick wall going, what is happening? Why can't I lose a pound to save my life? Okay. So I'm Italian and I really 100% did not think I could trade out my foods. So I started with supplementation. So I sourced things. So I have a 6-piece bundle that I talk about, very specifically sourced for exactly what we're going to talk about. So after tea late at night, Leslie, and they're fine up until then. Are you putting anything in your tea? That's super interesting. What is the tea maybe? That's super interesting. And Leslie, just to let you know, I do have right now, when people purchase while I'm on live, I can put it up on my thing just so people can look at it. Let me make it easy for you. You don't have to wait for anything if you don't want to. Some people are like, I don't want to wait. So there, that's my website. You can go look at it. But when people purchase while I'm on live, the total body reset, my dwindling supply of my glucose, I'm shipping a free one to every new customer that purchases when we're on live. They're reformulating. I'll get into that. I don't mean to like break up our content here, but you know, it's just, if you know, that's what I'm doing for new customers. So, but the next one is number 4 is basically low quality supplementation. I feel like this is really a big one. And over the last probably 6 years, I've just seen too much. And I think that people don't realize that everything is not created equal, and you're going to know it by your own results. So for instance, like the magnesium that I have, it's a triple blend magnesium. I have a customer who was like, my leg cramp, she was in her 70s. She's like, my leg cramps are gone. And I've never, ever found a magnesium blend that does what this one is doing for me. I'm scared this literally happened last year. I'm scared my shipment's not going to get to me in time. Do you have one on your shelf that you can overnight to me? Now, it came the next day, we were fine, but she was that concerned. So when you try things and you're like, oh, that's actually working for me, there's a reason. I just want you to understand there's a reason. There's a reason why people get the results that they do with the total body reset. Okay. So it's just really surprising. So many supplements on the market are extremely low quality because it's an industry, right? So these are the things for you to pay attention to, okay? Whether or not you ever connect with me and purchase through me, this is what you need to know. Look for synthetic fillers, and it's kind of tough. So therefore, they better be third-party tested, okay? Poor absorption minerals, like just really cheapo versions, okay? Contaminated botanicals. So especially when we are talking about lion's mane, ashwagandha, rhodiola, all of these things that I talk to you guys about for all the different reasons, because I am a lover of adaptogenic herbs. I'm a lover. And all of the botanicals that are going into these supplements that I talk to you about, you want to make sure that they are not contaminated, okay? Don't take contaminated or less than herbs that have been concentrated, dehydrated, put down into a little pill, and then drop it into your liver and tell your liver to figure it out. Don't do that, okay? Unstable extracts. So if something is not tested over a long period of time, you don't know. And remember, when I talk about like the orange pixie stick, that's a clinical dose of an extract. Okay. So you don't want unstable extracts. I think that's why it's one of the reasons why they tested it for over a year. Okay. Because it has to be stable. Or if they're using an extract like in the turmeric is not very absorbable. But they're like, okay, but we have a stable extract of curcuminoids. And so therefore it's 45 times more like absorbable. That kind of like study. Just pay attention to things like that. Make sure you have stable extracts. Incorrect dosing. This one really was interesting to me. And I get this question a lot actually, because we hear all sorts of things about, let's say, adaptogenic herbs or whatever. Well, when you trust the source and their recommendation of dosing, and you've done it for 15 years without issue, it's a different conversation. And I don't completely know how to explain that without like going into like some pretty significant detail on it. But sometimes a supplement company will market something as the bigger, the better. And they'll be like, we have 2,100 milligrams of this over here. And we're like, whoa, 2,100 milligrams. Well, that has to be better than. And that's not always the case. So incorrect dosing is a problem. It's not a very regulated industry. You have to trust your source. You have to trust the company you're working with. You have to be able to trust their process, their farming practices. You got to be able to trust it all. Okay. So sometimes the body has to work harder to process things that are not quite right. Like they're off. They're not quite clean than the benefit that they provide. So you never really quite get up over that ledge. You're like, you never quite get up over that. And that could be why. So you don't have to be afraid. You just be more mindful. If you're going to be more mindful of your food, be more mindful of your supplements that's being made from food, from herbs. Okay. And then inconsistent metabolic support is your last one. So your body really loves consistency over hacks. really loves it. I would say a hack that I was using, and you've heard me talk about it before, in my 30s was metabolic, which was ephedra, over the counter speed. That was, I wanted a hack. I wanted a quick fix. I wanted, a Band-Aid. I wanted whatever. But your body over time loves consistency because it loves support, the support of your systems over a long period of time. This is my conversation with people, is not the conversation of, hey, try this little magical something, something, and jazz hands, and I'm going to tell you how amazing and magical it is. And it'll happen so fast for you. That's not my message at all. My message, my story is that over the last 15 years, I have learned how to begin to support my body. And I would say it's probably closer to the last 12 years. And then I started changing out my ingredients as well. I went on this journey. I had the diagnosis, but I had to kind of like wrap my brain around the fact that I literally have only ever been an ibuprofen type of a girl. I literally have been only a sugar addict person. Like, I don't know any different. That was me. And so I'm like, how am I going to change things? And so I gave myself permission for the journey, because this is a journey. It's not a short-term fix. And it is the best thing I ever did in my entire life. Because when I started, I didn't have grandbabies yet. I didn't even have a son-in-law yet. When I started, like I said, I was a 2X in size. I was really not feeling well. This version of me, she didn't feel very well at all. Linda, do you just decide to do a liver cleanse, or do you need to go through a doctor? Thank you for asking. And I apologize, I didn't see that fast enough. And then Leslie, after dinner, I would just ask what you're eating, Leslie. Like, are you straight protein without spiking your sugars at dinner, or are you incorporating grains or legumes of any kind? Because you might just be so metabolically inflexible that you've got to really tamp down what you're eating. That's quite possible. And also, Leslie, you can also take things like, I have a glucose product. And if you took that 1 or 2 of those every single time you ate, you would feel so much better too. Or you would have an easier way. So Linda, I do not talk about, how do I say this? There are liver cleanses that people can go through. That's not what I'm referencing. However, I am referencing supporting your liver on a level that you probably have never supported your liver on. Your liver is your natural detoxification system in your body. So it's going to metabolize your fat. It's going to clear your insulin. It's going to clear bad estrogen. It's going to help you bring down your cortisol. It's going to help you regulate the sugar in your blood. Like, your liver is amazing and strong, and it's like workhorse, and it's going to like do everything for you and fight. That's what your liver does. I want to come in underneath my liver and go, here's the support you needed. Here's the mechanic you were wanting. You want the filter changed. You want the oil changed. You want the bile to be thinner. You want the flow to go. You want all of that to happen. And when women do not have a gallbladder, or they have a sluggish gallbladder liver system, literally it's like, and all of a sudden it's like, I can't burn fat. I can't burn fat. And that's 100% true. And that's the same thing if you have high insulin. So like, for instance, now if I do talk about, the total body reset, 50% of it is for the liver, just to help people. It's just to help, because you're welcome, Leslie. I always ask questions, always. And I can also reach out to people. You can always reach out to me on Messenger or whatever. But if you can wrap your brain around getting your systems to be properly supported, you would be shocked at what can happen. And I would like to know, like, as I show you guys the total body reset, what was your main goal when you started the total body reset? Or you've never started it, but what is your main goal? Is your main goal meds to go away? Is your main goal? I'd love to know, like, your number one thing. Is it because you already know you have a fatty liver? Is it because people enter this conversation from different perspectives? Some people just want to lose belly fat. They're like, I got to get rid of the belly fat. Some people are just so tired. They're exhausted and they feel like they've been giving bad, I hear this a lot, more than I would ever have wanted to know. They feel like they're getting bad information from their endocrinologist. They feel like they're getting bad, and I'm not a doctor, right? So I'm not going to tell you yours is giving you bad information. Yours is giving you amazing information. But some of you are like spinning and you're like, something doesn't add up. I don't feel heard. I feel this. I'd like to know what is your number one reason for either having started the total body or for thinking, this is such interesting information. I think it might match with what I'm thinking in my head. I'd like to know. But in the middle of that, let me just say, and you do support your systems and you feel like you finally have something that is, good morning, Barb from Ontario. Good to see you. Welcome. When you do support your systems, you literally, like, it makes sense. It has to make sense in your brain. It's like, oh my gosh, you would not, and I sound like such a broken record sometimes, but it's just the one that I think about all the time. You would never, ever change the color of the paint of your car and expect to like make your engine work better. It has nothing to do with the color of your car, has nothing to do with how your engine is working. The color of your car has nothing to do with whether or not the oil got changed. They are like completely opposite conversations. It's the exact same thing here. And if you will say to yourself, oh my gosh, okay, if I can give myself permission for a journey, like I'm finally going to actually choose consistency, and I'm going to start to support the systems that are giving me these results that I don't want. And I'm going to try to get my body to just give me different results. It's kind of like that light bulb goes, oh, this is how we do this. Oh, it's not. I mean, you guys, they're giving you really bad information. When they tell you that you can have 45 to 50 carbs at every meal and you're type 2 diabetic, that's really bad information. Just telling you. It's really bad. That's awesome, Linda. Thank you. And yes, I need belly fat gone, and it makes sense to me to support instead of doing a cleanse. Yes. And I'm not against, I'm not saying I'm against things. I'm not, literally, like, it's just not that's not what I'm doing in my wheelhouse. I want ongoing support because I know that I am ongoing doing things that are maybe not, like if I go out to eat, I know I'm eating something that was probably made with a seed oil. They're frying my burger in a seed oil. I might not be eating the bun, right? Or I'm not, because I don't eat that. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to live my life perfectly. I know my life won't be perfect. So I'm going to constantly support my gut, my liver, keep my insulin down. And guess what the result of that is? Metabolic flexibility. And all of a sudden, you don't look at a piece of bread and like you're ruined for the next 6 months. Like, your body actually can fight for function and it actually can become more metabolically flexible. But it's going to take more time probably than you thought. And you're going to have to decide now that you're not going to quit too soon. That you are going to be like, no, I'm worth it. What if it took me 2 years? Let's say it took you 2 years to really turn everything around. Let's pretend. I'm going to use Terry as an example. She'll probably watch on the replay. It's been 2 years for Terry. She spent the first part of her journey trading out her food ingredients. A couple of months later, she meets me online. She starts the total body reset. She goes over like 8 months. She loses 50 pounds. She's in her 60s, loses 50 pounds, stays on the journey, stays on the total body reset. And now a year later, she's kept it off. Her systems are supported and she feels amazing. That time's going to pass anyway, people. It's just going to pass anyway. Okay. So losing belly fat is the big one. Get off of metformin. Yep. That's a good one because I'm telling you, the fallout is not what we want it to be. It makes it hard to get off. Makes it hard. Lower your A1C, lower your insulin, and you've wanted to lose weight. Happy I have lost 8 pounds, Julie says. Yay! So glad. I am, however, have not been tired, blessed from that. Okay, good. Good. You're nervous. You're going to go to the Caribbean and you want to keep it all up, but making notes for yourself. Good, Julie. You can do it. I had a lady, she went on a cruise, a 10-day cruise. It was like last May. And she said, I can't even believe it. I can't believe how well my body was responding. She brought her supplements with her, of course, but she was like, she had expected to gain a bunch of weight. And I wish I could remember if she said, that was somebody else just recently that they only gained 4 pounds in the Dominican. I remember that. But she was just shocked. So you can do it. You really can. It does take intentionality. It makes sense to you. And you know, you need something different. And thank you. Yes, Susan. You were not feeling well and now you are. I know. Well, here's how you're supporting your system. If you're brand new to me, okay. If you're brand new and you're just like listening, you're just like stalking me a little bit. A lot of people do, and that's okay. Like take what is of value to you on any given day, and then just kind of stay around the fire a little bit. Sometimes it takes a while before you're ready to make a decision to commit to yourself. There are some of you that are like, oh yeah, no problem. I want the results. And so you jump in. But sometimes it takes a little minute. But I do have, like when you talk about A1C over that 90 days, remember, so that one of the testimonies, A1C went from a 6.5 down to a 5.1. And she lost 16 pounds. The belly fat is probably one of the bigger things that gets us the most excited. And that is where we talk a lot about the orange pixie stick, right? But with the total body reset, there are 6 pieces that I sourced for me. I sourced them for me, and then I brought them to you. And when somebody does purchase that when I'm online, while I'm live, I'm sending you a full-size free bottle of the one that's being formulated in April. They're going to pull it and it's going to get reformulated. I have a backup I'm working on off of Amazon, but I want to make sure that you have a backup. I want you to have your own backup starting as a brand new customer in March. Okay, that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that that happens. So 3 supplements that have 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. One of them is for your liver already. Right off the bat, you have one for your liver. Okay, then we have, and if you want more like detailed than what I'm doing now, you can always put total body reset or TBR in the comments, and I will then send you my information. I have a 9-minute video. Nobody wants me to spend 9 minutes every day live because we chat too much. We just chat too much. We have too much fun. Hold on. So I'm just saying the gut primer, another liver loving piece. And this is like, I would love to think that you'll find a way to take your gut primer, Julie, put it in a little glass jar and throw it in your checked luggage. Have the gut primer with you. I mean, out of all the things, I think that I would make sure that I had gut primer. I would make sure that I have all of my liver support. If you need to take 1 or 2 of these every time you're eating, like you can beef up a little bit about what you're doing. But the gut primer is actually a way to really bring down your inflammation in your gut and start to absorb your nutrients again. Remember, we just talked about that, how you're metabolically defunct if you have high inflammation in your gut, or if you are like just leaking all of your nutrients out. Your body can't fire. The electrical pieces are not hitting each other properly. I just spilled a tiny bit. Look at there. Not too much. But this is like 6 different complete blends. So it's an actual gastrointestinal primer. When you don't have your gallbladder, when you are like leaky gut, you're inflamed, you're constipated, you have diarrhea, you've got all the things. It's all in one little scoop every single day. And I just put it in cold water. I did mine this morning. And I just drink it like a wellness shot. And I'll tell you, that support of your liver and your gut it's definitely something that I had never done before. I never drank tea. I was never a tea drinker. I was only ever a coffee drinker. I was never a greens person. I never put greens in a smoothie. I never liked just none of that. I was always the Snicker bar. Like if it was a disgusting candy, I liked it. Like give me like the Charleston chew grossness. of a candy. Like, I'm just telling you, like, I'm that person. And so I want everything to be, chocolate and cookie dough and cinnamon and butter and all of those things. So this was never my universe. I would have never done this had I not begun to understood what it does for your metabolic system to get your gut and your liver supported. And then there's the probiotic and the fat burner. And these two are powders that you put on your tongue. And this is just literally repopulating your microbiome, which is huge. Like, if you have acid reflux, the two together, it would be, except for Patty. Patty's working through her own journey. But this is exactly what, like, when people tell me they get off of, I think I say it wrong. I say omeprazole, but is it omeprazole? I'm saying it wrong, I think, but you know what I'm talking about. I've had so many customers now get off of that because they're doing their gut. And then this is the fat burner. So this is where people are like, I want to lose the belly fat. Okay. This is, remember I just said, sometimes they have extracts that are compromised. This is a clinical dose of an extract that targets the visceral fat under your boob, all the way down your hips. This is where you want to measure yourself. Get a measurement under your boob, get a measurement on your waist, get a measurement on your hips. And then when you start to do this, and again, there's consistency to everything, right? Over a month, common from you guys, not common stats from a company somewhere, you guys, common to lose about 1 inch in those areas. And then your first 90 days, 2 to 3 inches off of those areas, because it really is targeting deep, deep, deep underneath. It's that dangerous, icky, inflammatory, highly hormonal fat. Like, it's alive, it's active. And then take 30 days off of the orange pixie stick. It's one of the harder things to do because it tastes like orange candy on your tongue, super yummy. Take 30 days off. My 30 days off will be May. February, March, April. Yeah, May. I'll take another 30 days off because it's a thermogenic and you don't want your body to get used to it. Okay. So if anybody goes and grabs this or whatever, just let me know. Come back on live and tell me. But because I want to make sure that I send you out your free bottle. That's a big deal. And I only have so much supply. It's just the way that it is, right? Because we're going to shift a few things. But those 6 pieces, like, this is where the testimonies come from for you guys. Linda, I will absolutely. You know what, Linda? I think, yeah, I will get that to you, Linda, when I get off. Julie, a big thank you for sourcing these supplements. You know what, Julie? It was just, I was so ignorant. You just have no idea the level of ignorance. If something wasn't going to work for me, I would have never stuck. There's no way. I wasn't going to stick to anything. What is the cost of the total body reset? Very good question, Linda. $259. But hold on. Just hold on a second, okay? When you are a registered customer and you do not sign out as a guest, when you're looking at the total body reset, when I send you the information, you look at everything in one cart, go up to the top of the page and there's a person icon. You click on that and drop down register as a customer. It unlocks free shipping, but it unlocks the customer campaign. And this is the greatest part about the customer campaign. When you purchase $150 or more 3 months in a row, you get $75 off. And you get to do that over and over and over again. So what's really cool is that, most of my customers, I shouldn't say most, a lot of my customers come from, they've already been maybe investing in, they've been paying cash out of pocket for a shot or for a different program that has been far more than that, et cetera. And so a lot of times that $75 off is like, wow, that's really nice. It's nice to feel like, that's really nice, just to say the least, because other programs don't have that. So anyway, and this is really my own program. I call it a program, but it's my own track for you guys. We do daily lives Monday through Friday at 11. We do monthly free challenges in the group, ditch insulin resistance for women. We've been doing this for 2 years. We've been doing the challenges for almost 3 years. Like, this has been a system that has worked. It's kind of a done for you system put together. So anyway, maybe you're new and tried to get on my link and you are bombarded with false links and commercials. Maggie, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. So let's just try something different, Maggie. Just new, but you want results. Got it. So Maggie, I'm just going to show you, okay? I'm going to show everybody so that everybody's got clarity, because we all want clarity, okay? This is my website, KirstenLiebelt.com. Make sure that it's on there for you guys already. It's right there. But I'm going to show Instagram. Okay. And if it's backwards, just screenshot it and flip it in your camera. Okay. So let's just do that for a second. Do it if you only even just want to see a free resource. Everybody do it together. Find your phone, your tablet, your laptop, and let's go to KirstenLiebelt.com together. Let's see if anybody else has that same issue, because I like knowing these things. It should come up super clear. This is not a website with any commercials at all. Zero. This is just my little link thing. So there should be no commercials. Should be nothing. And I've used this forever. This is like should be normal. So my face is the first thing you should see. Okay. My face. Okay. Thank you, Marla. You're amazing. All right. Then right here on that second button is the total body reset, second button. And what you're going to see is you're going to have a few things that are going to be of interest to you, I think. Yes, you're going to see where you can click and see all of the products in the cart. They're all sitting there for you, okay? But you're also going to see that third button right there is a free protein blueprint, okay? Then here's a 9-minute video of me talking about what I just shared with you, but in a little bit more detail, because some people need that, okay? Then you're going to see more free stuff right here, more free stuff, including a few recipes. Check out my Amazon link. Oh, man, I got to change that. But I do have a few things on there, and I'm going to write that down right now. I'm not going to forget another day on that one. Amazon. Because I have it just so that you can go to my Amazon page, make it for you. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Free stuff. Then, I can read, and I know you can't see the type there. I can read about her story so that I can understand a little bit more. And then here are some testimonies. There are testimonies down there. There are some testimonies right here in the 9-minute video, but everything is there for you. So if anybody has gone there, whether or not you're looking for the total body reset or a free resource, tell me, did that work for you? You went to KirstenLiebelt.com. It pulled up for you. Nothing's weird. I'm not sure why it was weird for you, Maggie. I'm really sorry, because there are things that do get weird inside of metaverse. Just saying. And obviously that's Instagram and Facebook. So if you open up your own Safari, you open up your own Google Chrome, you open up your own Firefox, you open up your own and type in KirstenLiebelt.com. It should be normal. So hold on. What other questions can I answer? I'm going to put that right there for people today. Looking for the electric salt grinder. Is that on your Amazon? It is. Thank you for asking. I just used it this morning, and I'm not even kidding you. This is hilarious. I thought to myself, I was using it on my eggs again this morning. I thought, I got to talk about this in my stories today. So that's hilarious. Okay, so go to KirstenLiebelt.com. It looks good, Marla. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate you guys. You're amazing. I'm on my laptop and finally got on your site. Maggie, perfect. Yep. And again, Maggie, should you choose the total body reset while I'm on live, I will go ahead and my sister's talking to me. I will be shipping you out a free glucose health to give you another backup. Okay. But anyway, here we go. It wouldn't let me go to it either. Tell me what you mean, T Summers 16. Tell me what you mean. So right here, scroll just a tiny bit and you're going to see this pink shopping bag right there. And that's my Amazon storefront right off of KirstenLiebelt.com. When you go to my storefront, it's right there. Actually, it's kind of hanging out there on the edge, but you can kind of scroll and it's right there. Let's see how much it is today. It's $9.99. It's $9.99. So it was, I paid the full price when I bought it. I was given it to me from my daughter. Loved it so much. Told you guys about it. It was the $19.99 when I told you about it the first time. But she knows me well. Here, this is what she actually gave it to me as a set from my grandsons for Christmas. I'm like, that's what Nona needs. Battery operated, and you literally turn them upside down. But $10 and you get the set. So there you go. Joanna, thank you so much for putting KirstenLiebelt.com there. God, you guys are literally the best. The best. So T Summers, let me know. Gotta have a good day. See you later. Very good. Excellent. Okay. And what will happen now is tomorrow we will be back here at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So that's very exciting because then, as you know, we'll talk about insulin resistance again. I will be picking the dates in April that we will have our 5-day challenge in April, and I'll change out the banner on the group, in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. And I'm also going to work a lot on kind of like reining in. It's like herding cats. I'm going to work on reining in the testimonials because I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials. And like I said, they come from you guys. So it's not from corporate. And they really matter to me because they are your stories, right? So I'm wanting to rein those in for you guys. That's a thing that I'm going to do. You got in T Summers. That's wonderful. So, Julie, so what is the cost? What is the cost to you later on physically, mentally, financially? Is it worth, you're amazing, Julie. Well, Julie, that's a really good question, right? So it was something I wasn't willing to pay. So she's saying basically, what is the cost to you later, physically, mentally, and financially? Is it worth it? Because when I watched my dad in his 50s, which is so young, right? Like now I'm 61, so 50s is so young. This is why I would love to catch more women right in their 40s, in their early 40s. I'm like, listen, if you are entering your 40s and you are insulin resistant and you've got belly fat that you don't know what to deal with, like, I want to help you so badly because I can help you get ahead of what the wave that is coming, the wave that is the fallout of our society and insulin resistance. But I watched my dad in his 50s. He just increased how many meds he was taking. He increased the dosages of his meds that he was taking. And it was literally a storm of, he ended up dead at 63. Like his body just couldn't do it anymore. And so I watched that. And then I think I asked that question, Julie, what was the cost to me if I did nothing? Here I am pre-diabetic. I've already been gestational diabetic. I'm a 2X in size. Do I just embrace obesity and sickness? Is that what I do because I'm Italian and this is what we do? Or do I try something different? And if I'm going to try something different, then what's that going to be? How am I going to do this? Like, I am a theater buttered popcorn milk dud girl. All at the same time, right? It tastes really good, right? The two together. Now, of course, it would taste disgusting because I've changed my taste buds. But what am I going to do? if I don't believe I can trade out my foods, if I don't believe that I can be a disciplined person to take supplements, I tell you guys a lot. Listen, taking supplements, doing this is easy. These magnetic things are actually on my storefront too. I love these. I'll be traveling with these, you guys. I have one for my daytime, and you label things. And now I just got these to take with me. But this is actually the easy thing. This wasn't the hard part. The hard part is actually dealing with your mindset and then your food connection inside of your heart with your memories and your traditions. And it takes time for your body to become more metabolically flexible. So in that season of time that you are changing everything around, it gives room for your brain to get away. It gives room for your bad thoughts to tell you you're never going to do this. You've never done it before. You've never succeeded before, blah, blah, blah. And that's what happens because this is not a quick fix, because this is not, just whatever, magic, fast, because it's not. There's room for you to talk yourself out of consistency. That's why the decision for the permission of the journey is literally as important as the routine, because you have to keep going. The hard part is knowing what to do for me. So what do you mean, Linda? Tell me what you mean. Oh yeah, Julie, you're totally fine. You're so sweet. Yep. And I can understand that, Linda. I had no understanding. You tried one like that and salt kept getting stuck. I've not had any issues. Are you using like chunk Himalayan salt? Like, I haven't yet, so I don't know. And I would say that if it did, maybe, and I'm almost done with my first bottle. So I don't know. But thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. And I feel like that is a little confusion, Linda, right? Like, what is, I would just say that in general, when I talk about insulin resistance, what I am talking about is that insulin resistance is the core root cause of everything else that you're dealing with. So if you're dealing with, my opinion, if you're dealing with belly fat, if you're dealing with exhaustion, insomnia, fatty liver, PCOS, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, you don't have a gallbladder, maybe you have whatever. The trunk of the tree is actually called insulin resistance. So that is where, when I just come at it from all the different directions, like with the total body reset, it is literally liver, gut, insulin. Internal systems, ta-da, like let's get your body firing and doing what it needs to do from the inside out. Your body is already delivering you a result. And the result may be, I wake up in 2 a.m. because, well, I guess maybe my blood sugar is crashing and my cortisol is rising really fast. And I'm like, oh, and I wake up because I've got unstable blood levels, or your body is delivering you a result of, I am so freaking tired all the time. I feel like I'm just not getting enough energy. Like I'm not getting enough blood to my brain. That's how it feels. But the truth is that you're not getting energy inside of your cell because your cell is resistant to insulin. And insulin's job is to be the vehicle that grabs your fuel and puts it into your cell. But if you're resistant, it can't get in there and now you're exhausted. Or maybe your body is delivering you a result of constipation. And you're like, I'm taking over-the-counter stool softeners, and I know I can't live this way, but I have to have relief. And maybe laxatives. Maybe it's not the stool softener. Maybe it's a laxative. And your body's delivering you a result. Well, If your liver is sluggish and your bile is thick, the flow is like, it doesn't go, right? And you're like, why is my body not functioning? And then in the meantime, you're like, this belly fat, and I can't stop gaining weight. And my belly fat just keeps on increasing. And the truth about that is that when you're insulin resistant, insulin is a fat storing hormone. So when it continually stays high, not only does it turn off the fat burning switch, but it takes all that extra fuel that it was going to like try to get into your cell. And it's like, I can't get the fuel into the cell. It goes, oh, well, my job is to store this now as fat, and it stores it all in your trunk. So you're like, now you're buying a different brand of jeans or pants because now you have to fit the belly, but now the leg skinny or whatever it is, or the back fat's increasing. It's all your trunk. So when the core issue is insulin resistance, and in my conversation, that is what we talk about, then dealing with the liver, the gut, and the insulin is the core answer. It's the core conversation. And then I couple that, this would be the total body reset. I couple that with the food ingredient trade outs over here. So we get into the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Always make sure you give your email, tell them Kirsten sent you. But every month we do food ingredient trade outs, and I do a tour of my pantry and my refrigerator, and we do a recipe. And last month we did chicken enchilada mixture. And then I actually loved it. My husband loved it, but then I turned it into an egg bake the next day. That's not in the group, but I did that for a business gathering that we were doing. It turned out great. But anyway, so there's the well-rounded picture that is living right here. There's like a very multifaceted universe that is just living, has for a long time. More than 2 years now at this point. And so that's why I have to rein in the testimonies. I have to rein them in, because you need to see what the answers are for all the people. You need to see these things. Maggie, that's fantastic. Good for you. Oh, you signed in as a new customer. Maggie, do you know how to get to the total body reset cart so that you can add those into your cart? Do you need help with that? You tell me. You tell me. I can see that, Maggie. Congratulations on your new customer, Maggie. I said, tell me if you need something, and I will put something down here for you. Like, for instance, when I put my website. Okay, Maggie, I apologize. You're saying no. What did I ask you? Yes, it is, Maggie. Yes. Yes, you are in the right place. I'm going to just put my site there for you. Good job, Maggie. Yep. Yeah, Nutrilite has been around 90 years, and it has been, where do you go? Go right there to, can you go to KirstenLiebelt.com, Maggie? There you go. And you'll see the total body reset. Click on that. That'll take you to a cart. You'll see the button for the cart. And then you can add everything to your cart. Yeah. And Maggie, I will send you, I'll send you a free bottle, a backup bottle, my dwindling supply. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm on my third product testing for you guys. I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay, but it's like, doggone it, right? But I'm excited that they're going to reformulate, because they're really good at blends. They come out with the best blends. It's like the magnesium. When we did the magnesium and they were reformulating the magnesium, I'm like, oh, I don't remember how many magnesiums I went through going, well, this one isn't as good. No, this one isn't as good. No, this one isn't as good. But then I did find you guys one. And then they relaunched a couple years ago, and it was like so much better. It's like they just do that. They take their time. You're welcome, Maggie. They take their time, and they have a lot of scientists, and they do a lot of herbal trials, a lot of third-party testing. And Frances, good to see you. We're still talking, Frances. We're still chatting. We're wrapping up. It's good to see you. Somebody was asking me this morning about having them and their partner doing this at the same time. And I'm like, yes, I have people, the husband and wife couples that are doing this all the time together. And it's such a beautiful thing because sometimes I have to edit myself because I don't want to go down a long rabbit trail. I know people in my life who are right around my age. And as a couple, instead of choosing a health journey, they're choosing a sick journey. Like maybe they're heavy smokers or drinkers or both. And it's hard on my heart because they're choosing a journey together. And then there's Frances and her husband, and they're choosing a journey together. And it's different, right? And I have other couples just like that. And it's like, what else do we have to rally around as a couple? Like, we want to rally around good things, not bad things, because we don't want to have to take care of each other if we're just sick and not, our bodies aren't functioning. That's kind of not fun. So anyway, I think it's really cool when people choose to do it as teams. As teams. I know, Frances. She says, oh my. I know. Trust me. I know. But you know what? We've got people that are asking questions, Frances, and people that are wanting to start the total body reset. So I don't like to leave people in a lurch if they have questions or if they need things. Yeah. And how are you doing with the total body reset, Frances? How are you doing? I would love to know, you and your husband. You've given me really good, all good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It's like my husband and I, we just decided that time was going to pass anyway, so we might as well do the things that we love and to stay healthy today. Great, she says. Am I in your head, Donna, when you go shopping? I love that. I'll be in your head. Listen, nobody thought that if people were to place bets as to whether or not I was going to ever trade out my foods, nobody was going to bet on me. Nobody would have ever bet on me. Because I really was like, I loved processed food and I loved sugar a lot. And I was really taught that food was a part of your emotions. So no matter what your emotions were saying, your emotions were giving you a reason to eat. So if you were happy, you ate. And if you were sad, you ate. And if you were anxious, you ate. And if you were bored, you ate. And so food was just connected to everything that I did. And so now that I feel like it's kind of a God thing, he just kind of helped me to strip away all of those things and to see when I go through like pantry day in the group, for me, it's like, oh, that's so clear. It's so easy. Like, this is how I see a pantry now. And what I do with my refrigerator. So I'm so glad because listen, if I can do this, absolutely anybody can. And I'm still a food. We're going to go to Orlando this weekend. We've qualified for a business leadership. And there's no question we're going to eat some really good food. And I get excited about that. I don't have to not be a foodie. I don't have to feel shame around being a foodie. I want really good quality food. So I'm just saying, like, that's exciting, like, what if we go to a really good steakhouse or, anything? But I did have to change what I was buying when I went to the store. You're on the computer now and you see the total body reset. And then there is a summary. Are these separate or in the system already? So Linda, Sue, you have to wait until noon Central Time. Barb at the dessert counter on vacation. She says, thank goodness. Okay, so Leslie, you probably clicked right there on Total Body Reset. Are you right here? Is this what you're telling me? Okay, now I see what I'm seeing. Yep, there's a cart right there. Click the cart. Yep. And then this is so good for everybody, Leslie, that you're doing this, or Linda, sorry, Kirsten, sorry, Linda. It's so good that you're asking these questions because this helps everybody, people who are even on the replay. So when you click the cart and you see all 6 products right there, that's probably already checked the box next to each product. You can add them all to your cart. Just make sure you're signed in. If it ever gets to a place where it says check out as guest, don't do it. You will forfeit your free shipping. You will forfeit your customer campaign. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be a registered customer. Because you want that $75 off, especially when you know that it is longer than a 2-week journey. Like every month, $75 off over the course of a year. I've had many of you. I saved $300 this last year. Unstable. That was weird. Facebook, YouTube. That was weird. You save over $300 in a year. Who else is paying you for your wellness journey, right? So it gets me very excited. So anyway, Linda, I will stay here and let you ask me questions because I know you need help maybe. So I will wait. But so we're going to go to, depends on what your goals are, Linda. It depends on what your goals are. What are you looking to accomplish the most? It really does depend. When I do give testimonies, I want to be clear. I am giving testimonies from the entire Total Body Reset, but some people do customize and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't ever feel bad for that. Just make sure that you are over 150 subtotal because you don't want to miss out on the customer campaign and the free shipping. So that's the biggest piece for a lot of people. But so I will be here tomorrow and Thursday. And then Thursday afternoon, I'm going to head down to the Minneapolis airport and we're going to go fly it down to Orlando for a couple of days. So I will not be here live on Friday, just to let you know for anybody who's wondering. So I will not be here on Friday. I will be tomorrow and Thursday. I'll probably have to leave right when I'm done here on Thursday, I think. Oh, Mary, you are a gem. Thank you for educating us. You're so welcome, Mary. Is there anything I can help you with today, Mary? I know that you've been asking for some stuff. I'd be more than happy to help you. Yeah, I know. And again, you know what? When I come back from Orlando, I'll tell you the foods that I ate. I'll tell you how I did that. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to wrap up and I'm going to come and help you, Maggie. Okay. So let me just close it. And then I'm going to come and I'm going to leave you a voice message. I'm going to make sure that I can see you first. There is an occasional moment where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to send you information. And I go and your comment is not there. It's really weird. It's a StreamYard issue and I know it. Okay. I can see myself. All right, Maggie, I'm going to click on your name. I can't do it when I'm live. Shannon's going to leave me a private message. Very good. Linda says, I'm 68. You go to the gym 2 to 4 times a week. You're a black belt. That's amazing. So you're active, but you can't get under 163 pounds. I'm not on any medications. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Except thyroid because I don't have one. Just need to lose weight. So 78. Sorry, you said 78. Okay, got it. I don't have your number, Maggie, but I can message you. I can go and I can message in Messenger. So I don't have your phone number. Oh, wait, but you're a brand new customer. Is that what we're saying? still going to have your phone number. But hold on, I'm going to pull it up and see if I will. Martha, you put on Praise FM at 11 Friday, get you through your exercise routine on your vibration plate. Oh my gosh, I'm going to tell my husband that. That is so cool. I'm so going to tell him that. That's so cool. Okay, let me see, Maggie, if I've got your phone number. So I'm just going to quickly go back to Leslie for a second, or Linda. Oh my gosh, why is Leslie in my head? I'm so sorry, Linda. It just is. Okay, so you're 78. Okay, so this is the deal, Linda. So you're just trying to get below 163, huh? Thyroid hormones are converted in the liver. So what I would recommend then is if you just wanted to do a liver thought process, you might gain some good ground on that, okay? And that would be the 3 products would be, instead of doing all 6, but does this get you to the 150? This is where I'm not trying to mess anybody up. I'm not trying to be confusing, but I would say consider doing this then. Okay. This is the liver support. Try this one. Get the orange pixies. You're working out anyway. This is the sports nutrition line. Take this before you work out. Okay. And then the gut primer, those 3. But something is telling me that this isn't going to add up to the 150. So just a second. I think you would really benefit from that without a thyroid. Because again, it's liver, right? Maggie. Okay, I see your name, Maggie. I see your name. And let me see if I have a phone number. You guys are so patient. I have a phone number, Maggie. Where are you located? Like if I am Minnesota Central Standard Time, where are you located? I would love to know. But I do have your phone number, Maggie. And if you want me to call you when I get off of here, I'd be more than happy to do that. You do take Synthroid, yep. Okay. I actually have a lot of customer thyroid medication. Okay, good, Maggie. I look forward to chatting with you here in just a few minutes. I would support your liver and your gut. And now this is the beauty of this one specifically, Linda, is this is where it's targeting the visceral fat. And so for some people, you're kind of the odd person out, meaning here you are, you're already working out 2 to 4 times a week. You're already pretty close to a decent goal weight. You don't have, you're already doing things that are moving your needle forward quite a bit. So in terms of just supporting your liver and your gut so that everything can begin to move again, this is where you'll see the inches. So I always tell people, like, all right, when you do a 90-day reset, so like, let's just take these 3 and say, when you do a 90-day liver reset, make sure, even if it's the total body, but make sure that you grab yourself get yourself one of these, like a measuring tape, and measure underneath your boob and write it down. Measure, you can measure your bust too if you want to, but right underneath, and then your waist and then your hips. And that's you're going to see the decrease in the inches, because this is going to target that visceral fat that is underneath like your muffin top. And that is going to be very encouraging for you. Okay. That's going to be very encouraging. And you're going to know then that your liver is doing what it's supposed to do to get you moving. Central Illinois. Perfect, Maggie. That's perfect. I hope that makes sense, Leslie or Linda. I don't know what my deal is. I have no idea. That is so bizarre. Somebody must be on my mind, and I'm going to have to literally go, who am I supposed to be praying for? Because I'm telling you, I think that that's what's happening. Somebody's on my mind for a reason. You're welcome. I just think that that's true. But you know what? I'm going to double check, Linda, because I have a feeling that the price is going to be nothing makes my heart go, oh, more than if I see somebody like miss the customer campaign by like $2. It's like, oh, don't do that. So, oh no, 157. You should be fine. You should be fine. So those three are the gut primer, the liver support, and then the ignite, which is the orange pixie stick. Okay. So those three, that's just my recommendation. And you know what? Everything has a 6-month guarantee. So do 90 days, see what you think. And if that's not what, you still have a 6-month guarantee. You're only halfway through your guarantee. There is no other company that gives a 6-month. They actually, this is a novel concept now, I know. They actually give your body time to know whether or not it's working for you. And then they say money back guarantee. I'm just telling you. Like, that's amazing, right? How do you order the only 3? So Linda, this is the best way you could do that. This is the fastest way. How's that? Let's do that. If you can go to my website, kirstenliebelt.com, and I will show that to you again. I actually do have them separated out. So right here. So kirstenliebelt.com, this third button right there, it says liver reset. Those are the 3. There's typing there. That's why you can't see that on Facebook, the lighting. You can see it on Instagram. You can't see it on Facebook. So there's writing. And then there's a button that says grab your liver reset stack here. When you click on that, there will be the 3 products that I just said to you in a cart. When you go up to the top of the page, that's where that person icon is. So for everybody, because Linda's probably heard me explain this already, you click on the person icon and you register as a customer, add 3 products to your cart, and then you can move through the checkout process. Now you've unlocked free shipping. You've unlocked your first month for the customer campaign, and then just have a 90-day journey thought process. 90 days right now takes you to the beginning of June. Now, do most people go beyond 90 days? I would say, yeah, pretty much everybody in my world does. That's not 100% all the time. Of course, like everybody's got different consistency levels, but people who are really in it for the journey, like that's just reality. It takes time for you to recalibrate what your liver's been doing, what your gut's been doing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, you got it. Perfect. Now, just to be clear, Linda, for people who like you're wanting the free full-size product, that is with the total body reset. But the reason why, so don't let that change your mind, Linda. The reason why is because the total body reset has, it has these 6. And out of these six, there's 1 capsule here that helps you with your insulin and your sugars. Try to keep that against the black so you can see it. Insulin and sugars. This is getting reformulated. It's been a highlight product for so long, and I love it so much, but they're going to reformulate it. I'm excited for that. But in April, while supplies last, when it goes away, if you're a brand new Total Body Reset customer, I want to make sure I send you a bottle for free. You'll automatically have a backup in your pocket. That's my goal. Then I'm at the final stages of testing it's the 3rd product that I've gone through now off of Amazon to replace that. So you will no longer purchase it from me. You will purchase it off of Amazon if you want to add that to your Total Body Reset to replace. So that's what I'm doing. So I've got an inventory that I am sending that out to Total Body Reset brand new customers just to kind of give you that little overlap, because I want you to have that, right? Like we want everybody to be able to get the biggest results that they can get. And everything here is super intentional. Everything here is super specific. It's sourced for a reason. Liver, gut, insulin, liver, gut, insulin. So I just sourced everything very individually. Let me just put it that way. No, Mary, they are 1 month supply. Thank you for asking, Mary. Thank you for asking. Nope, you would do the Total Body Reset for 3 months in a row. And that $75 off that you get on your third month, they do it for you. You do not have to have it on an auto ship, subscribe and save. You do not have to have it anything. You don't have to have specific products. They have made it as simplistic as possible. As long as your subtotal is 150 or more 3 months in a row, you will get $75 off. Now, there are many of you who choose the auto ship because you're the person who's forgetting and you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot my third month and I didn't get my $75. I can't believe I did that. And so there are many of you that are starting to just set up your auto ships. And I will just say, for anybody who's just still listening or you're on the replay, up at the very top of the page, when you're on the website, there's a little person icon where you registered. The drop down also has the word Ditto, DITTO. That is a monthly auto ship that you choose for yourself. It is not required to get your $75 off. It's only for your own peace of mind if you want to do it. I reward auto ship people. I've done that for 2 years now, where I draw 2 names every month and I send them a full-size product. It's just something I do. And I've had many people now be like, oh my gosh, like I'm 1 month in, I cannot believe I'm immediately putting this on an auto ship because they don't want to forget. They're like, listen, if I'm going to do this, I'm not going to flush down the toilet my $75. So some people do that. You don't have to though. So anyway, is the sign in button that I click to not sign in as a guest? Yes. Yes. Leslie, the green tab, look up begin, like you begin your day. Begin your day. See, I do have a Leslie and a Linda. See? Just make sure that you sign in a registered customer, everybody. You guys are doing a good job. Did that answer your question, Mary? I hope that did. And when it comes to the gut primer, a couple of tips just for people in general, because I'm not a greens person. I'm not a green tea person. If you like matcha, you will love this. I have some of you that are like, I love that flavor because it's very earthy, right? It's very green tea. It's turmeric-y and gingery. It's all the greens are already fermented for you. Like it's a phenomenal done for you product. However, some people will take this and they will add cinnamon to the mixture. Some people will add lemon to it, like when they were frothing it up. I use, I grab aminos off of the website. If you look up Muscle Multiplier, you'll see the aminos. I grab the berries and I add that. People do all different things. I just want you to know there are tips and tricks with that. You're welcome, Mary. You are welcome. Okay. So how's everybody doing? It's so funny because I just honestly, I laugh thinking about when I think about where I came from and how I started this journey, it's really rather comical. I mean, I wasn't laughing at the time. This version of me 10 years ago was not laughing. I was not laughing. But I will tell you, just knowing that you can actually become such a much higher version of yourself, it's such a good feeling. It's an incredible feeling to know that you actually can. You don't have to only be where you are. You don't have to stay there, you know? So, all right. Any other questions? It's like, I think about that with business and everything. Hold on, I'm going to check that. There we go. And I hope that information helped you. And tomorrow, if you have recommendations or questions that you would like me to cover something, always let me know because you guys really do create my content. And so like yesterday when I was explaining why we were talking about obesogens and how that all came about, and And again, you can always watch the replays on, like my YouTube is probably the easiest for you guys. I'm just telling you. But the reason why is just because of a couple of different things that were happening to me or questions that were asked of me. And it kind of breeds that information. So it's like, if I can help you in those ways, every little tweak that you make, man, it makes your journey like so much less muddy, so much less heavy to, to actually move forward in what you're trying to accomplish. So for instance, I'm just going to show you how to get to my YouTube for anybody who wants replays. Right here, this is my website, kirstenliebelt.com, and you'll see my face. And if you go all the way up to the bottom, you see that red circle right there. Oh, see, I wasn't supposed to touch it, but there's a red dot right there. And that's the YouTube. And you can subscribe to me over there. You can click on it. It'll bring you up to my stuff. But then up here where you can't see it hardly at all because it's very whited out, it says live. You can see it on Instagram, not on Facebook. It says live. And when you press on the live, hold on. When you press on the live, it'll show you replay after replay after replay. Okay. That is probably the most basic way to be able to, like, if I want to see a replay on a certain conversation or a certain topic, it makes it the easiest for anybody who's looking for that. And if you're looking for any free resources, by going to my page, if you scroll up, there's a section of free resources right here for you. Okay. So it's kind of like the top part is the total body reset, the liver reset stack. Here's some shopping, some Amazon. Like if you go to my Amazon front page, sorry, that wasn't the one. Oh, that was the pixie stick. But if you go to my Amazon front page, see, again, the lighting. You guys can see it on Instagram, but Facebook, struggle bus. But anyway, how you can look up like the vibration plate and all of the different things that I have just been about and actually really enjoying. At the beginning of this year, I started with a vibration plate and some red light therapy, a few things like that. Maria Emmerich's cookbook is there, my favorite one of hers, which is the ketogenic cleanse. So I am going to jump off and I'm going to actually call Maggie, who lives in Central Illinois, and she needs a little help. So I'm going to do that. Linda, if you need anything else, let me know, okay? And I'd be more than happy to help you. You can always reach out to me by Messenger or Instagram, or you're on Facebook, so Messenger. And I would be more than happy to help you. Leslie, same thing. If you need help, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to help you. I'm going to look up Maggie's name here and grab her phone number, and I'm going to reach out to Maggie. So you guys have such a good day. And, oh, Linda, is there a coupon? There's not. I know. I wish that there was a coupon, Linda. There's not a coupon. If I ever have an opportunity to do coupons, you guys will be the first to know. Currently, the coupon is the customer campaign, which is the $75 off every 3 months. But thanks for asking, because I'm a coupon girl. I am a coupon girl. So I get it. Hold on. I'm just going to look up Maggie. And so I'll be back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Standard Time. And then again, we will be live tomorrow and Thursday, and then I will be off on Friday. But in the meantime, you can always ask me if you need anything at all. And I can always come back and see comments here as well. So, all right, Maggie, if you're still on, I'm going to give you a jingle like right now. You went out and you bought no harsh chemical laundry detergent today. Julie, that's amazing. Good for you. Good for you. And just to let you know, Julie, when you run out of that, look up the laundry detergent on the website. Just take a peek at it, because that would also be, it's plant-based and it's so, but good for you. See the changes that you're making? Oh, that's so good. Very, very good. Okay. Linda said, or Maggie says hi. Okay, Maggie, I'm giving you a jingle right now. Okay. Bye, you guys. Have such a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow at 11.